Hey, hi all. Good evening. So, welcome to the SQL training course. Introduction about myself. I am Mohammed Tanveer Khan. I have around 14 years of experience in the IT industry, working in data-related job profiles like data analyst, ETL developer, SQL developer, business analyst, and a testing profile as well. This course is about SQL. I think you all know the importance of SQL in these days in IT industry, right? And it's like a bread and butter these days in IT industry. So it's very important to learn SQL. And coming to this course, so these are the topics which will be covered. And this course will start from scratch. No prerequisite is needed. Even if you don't know anything about SQL, that is fine. It will start from scratch. If you know about SQL, that is well and good. Okay, but all those who are very new to this world of SQL, don't worry. We will start from scratch. Okay, all the prerequisites, what is needed, what installation has to be done, everything I will let you know in today's session. Okay. So this is these are the topics which will be covered in this course, and this we are starting from the scratch, like how to create table, how to insert data, and then difference between zero, blank, and null, and all other means from the basic till advanced. You see, like we have this aggregate functions, then count function, group by, order by, the basic mathematical operators. This will be covered. Then common table expressions, CT, very important topic in the world of SQL. And then you have the set operators are there. Then different type of joins. All those things will be covered. Then window functions, different constraints. So these all topics will be covered in this course. And apart from this, there are few set of conceptual questions which will be covered. Like this is a set of conceptual questions. 40 questions are there, which will be covered in this course. And it's a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday, evening 9 to 10:30 p.m. IST. And the course duration will be, I think, 2.5 months to 3 months. Okay. So before I proceed further, do you have any question, anyone? Then feel free. And the session is purely interactive. I will never tell you to ask question at the end of the session. No, you have full freedom to stop me at any point of time and ask question. And I request everyone to make the session interactive. Ask a number of questions, whatever is coming in your mind. So before I proceed further, do you have any question here?
Yes,
Anything means
actually, I am not new, not only new to SQL. I'm from non-IT background, and I want to to jump into maybe data analyst or some IT courses. So, will
okay.
that be means easy for me to learning, or uh, just I wanted to
Okay.
know?
Okay, so first of all, let me point out the job profiles for which SQL is mandatory. Mandatory means without SQL, you cannot move by an inch in this job profile. The first one is the data analyst, then the second is data engineer, third one is the business analyst. Earlier in the business analyst job profile, SQL was not required, but nowadays the business analyst job profile is a techno-functional job profile. It means in this business analyst job profile, you should know about the business as well as the technical stuff, at least SQL and Excel. Okay, so that's why SQL is needed here as well. And then the business intelligence, the Power BI or Tableau, okay, in this job profile as well. SQL is very much required. And I will come to that question which you have asked about the non-technical part. I will come to that. So before that, first of all, let me point out the job profiles in which SQL is like it's like a mandatory skill. Okay. Then you have ETL testing. It's also known as uh, database testing. Okay. Database testing. And then you have SQL or ETL developer. They are almost the same. So in these job profiles, and then backend developer or full stack developer in all these things as well. Stack developer. In this job profile, SQL is a mandatory skill set. Okay. Now, coming to that question of non-technical. So those who are in the non-technical, because in nowadays, because data analyst job profile is something where even the companies are inviting non-technical folks as well. Because data analyst is not only about coding. Okay, this is a myth about the IT industry, that IT industry is all about coding. No, nowadays in the IT industry, they are looking for someone who has a good analytical capabilities, who are good at mathematics. And that is the reason, like nowadays, the IT industry, they're inviting the non-technical folks as well. Earlier, this was not the scenario. Earlier means before 2018 or 2020, this was not the scenario. IT industry means purely coding. You should be strong in Java, you should be strong in C, then C++, then .NET, then mainframe. But because of the data, huge volume of data which is getting populated, so that's why the companies, they're looking for someone who can process those data, manage those data, analyze those data. And for that, mathematics or analytical capabilities is one of the prerequisites. So that's why the IT industry is now there inviting the non-technical folks as well, that they can, if they can crack the interview, they can get a job. And that's the reason the non-technical folks, they are joining as a data analyst in the IT industry. Okay. So, okay, have I answered your question?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
If you're asking that, okay, Tanvir, in data analyst apart from SQL, what is needed? So first is SQL. More than 50% question will be from SQL. And whatever I'm telling guys, I have been in the recruitment team of the big MNCs like Infosys, Fidelity, and many other companies. So based on my experience, I'm telling you all those things. Okay. So data analyst job profile, if you're preparing, more than 50% questions will be from SQL. No compromise on SQL. Okay. If you think that, okay, I know basics of select and I know basics of count, minimum, max, and all those things, and the joins, what it does, that, that is not going to help you. Okay. So in SQL, you should have a very strong hold, and they need practical hands-on skills. They will not ask the theoretical questions. Get sure, tell me the difference between left join and right join. No, those are the old days during 2015, 16. They used to ask this type of silly questions. Nowadays, if you're preparing for data analyst, they will give you a business problem in an Excel sheet with the data set. They will ask you to write a SQL query. I'm not telling you ki about tough. This is very tough. No, I'm just telling you if you are serious about data analyst, you have to be serious in SQL. Okay, and you have to work on the assignments which will be shared. So after each and every class, let me share you the format how we take the class. So this is our platform where we take the class. Okay, today's and tomorrow's class will be on Zoom only, and we will share the recording on the YouTube. That will be public. But from the next week, the classes will be conducted on this platform. This is our platform where we take classes. You can find all the courses here. But you don't have to bother about the different courses, means how to enroll in it and all those things. We will communicate all those things to you. Okay. I'm just showing you that how we take the classes, what is the format, how the recording, assignments, the classroom notes will be shared with you. So let me show you for the previous S25 batch, which we have completed. So if you see this S25 course builder, so date-wise date, you will see here like 1st August, we have taken a class. So the topics, what was covered. 2nd August, we have covered order by. This is the classroom notes which was covered. You can download from here. Then the workbook is there and the assignment which was shared and all those things like this. Okay, so like this for each and every day, you can get the corresponding topics, what was covered, the recording, everything will be there for each and every day and the topic wise. Okay, so this is how we take the class, and the recording will be shared after each and every class. We share approx 10 assignment questions after each and every class. Okay, and if you're getting stuck in any question, you can discuss with us in the next class. And the session is purely interactive. You have full freedom to stop me at any point of time and ask question. Okay. So yeah, I was telling like in data analyst, SQL is very important, and then Python, and then Power BI, and then advanced Excel. Okay. More than 50% questions will be from SQL, and then the remaining 50% weightage will be given to Python, Power BI, and advanced Excel. Now, in few companies, they ask questions from SQL and Power BI only. In few companies, they will ask from SQL and Python only. In few companies, they will give weightage to SQL and advanced Excel only. Okay. And that is why many folks, many students, they will connect with me. Tanvir, you told like all these modules are important, but in a particular company, they're asking only SQL and Power BI. So I'm not explaining you from a particular company perspective. I'm telling you the general perspective. If you're preparing for data analysis, you should be strong in this four modules. Apart from this, SQL, you have to be very strong. Even if you know the basics of Python and Power BI, this is sufficient. But SQL, no compromise. Okay. Any other question before I proceed further?
No, sir.
So
Thank you
far,
so
so good.
much.
Anything?
Thank you so much. Even I had the questions
Mm.
like Ahmed, so I got the answer. We are very scared that we are from non-technical background, so uh, don't know
Mm.
whether I will able to cope up this training or not. But
Nothing to worry.
you gave
Nothing
a,
to worry.
yeah,
You just give me one assurance, कि Tanvir, I will attend the class regularly and I will work
yes,
on the assignments religiously. I'm not going
yes,
to skip any class. That is my
yes.
responsibility to make you understand. I am taking that guarantee.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I know
Thank you.
most of you have been referred by my previous batch students. I know that. So that
Yes,
is why
yes.
don't
Yes,
worry
sir.
about it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I know that. And I know many of you are waiting for this batch because I was traveling abroad for the last 1 month. That is why this batch is getting delayed. It was supposed to start by 10th of September. So, but fine. Finally, we have started it today. So that is my responsibility. Okay, I will make you understand each and every concept. But you have to give me assurance. Yes, then I will regularly attend class. Nothing is difficult here. It's simple only. In the beginning, little bit you have to work hard. That's okay. Any other question, anyone? Um, Feel free and ask question. You have to make everything clear
Sir,
before I
how much
proceed with the
time do
topic.
you
Hmm.
expect to spend on this? Means in general, just
See,
wanted to know.
because this is a weekend batch, so you have one privilege here. Like I'll be taking class 1.5 hour on Saturday, 1.5 hour on Sunday. Okay. Apart from that, Monday to Friday, you will not be having any classes. So this is the benefit of a weekend batch. Now, Monday to Friday, minimum 1 hour you have to spend. Okay, because the assignments which we share, so throughout this course, we'll be sharing approx 200 to 250 assignment questions total. Okay, few questions will be simple, but most of the questions will be medium to tough. Okay, so Monday to Friday, you have to spend minimum 1 hour, not more than that as well. I'm not telling you कि यार एकदम से overburden हो जाओ नहीं. Go with moderate speed. Make a routine कि भाई Monday to Friday I have to spend 1 hour learning on SQL. ठीक है. And then within 1 or 2 weeks, you will tell me कि yes, Tanvir, I am getting some confidence. Your inner self will tell कि yes, I am learning something new in SQL. So answer is Monday to Friday, 1 hour daily you have to spend learning on SQL. Second thing, don't do this mistake. Many of you, what you will plan कि अच्छा, I have to complete this data analyst course very quickly. One more thing. Like mostly I'll be not mostly 99% I'll be using only English language. But if you find it difficult to speak in English while asking question, you can ask question in Hindi. And unfortunately, I know only Hindi and English. That's why I'm telling unfortunately. You have full freedom to ask question in Hindi if you find it difficult to speak in English, but I'll be answering in English only. And still, if your question is not getting answered after 10:30, you will stay in call. Then I will answer in local language or whatever you want. Okay. So daily 1 hour, Monday to Friday, you have to spend working on assignments, okay, or revising whatever we have covered because the recording will be shared with you. Hope I answered the question.
Yeah, yes, yes. Got sir.
Okay. Any other question, anyone from the syllabus, timing perspective, duration perspective? No questions. Okay. Now, tell me quickly your expectations from this course. Why you want to join this SQL course? And feel free. Okay, be frank here. What are your expectations? Why you want to join the SQL course?
Hi, Tanvir.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I am an ETL engineer at TCS working on Informatica side.
Hmm.
So that's why means I have to grow my SQL skills for switching the company. That's why I had joined this course. A clear
Okay.
expectation for switch.
Okay. Okay. So net you want to switch to some other company, so that is why you are
Yeah,
enriching your SQL skill. And I
yeah,
think because you're working on Informatica and ATL, so you know the importance of SQL. I don't have to explain
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
Okay, fine. And the journey will be easy for you because already you're working on ATL, you're working on Informatica, so the mappings which you might be creating, you must be using SQL there. So it will not be that much
Mm,
tough for you.
mm,
But all those who already know SQL, my strong recommendation is many of the topics which I will cover will be in depth. Okay. Most of the topics will be in depth. Okay. So at a certain point of time, you will think, yeah, I have learned something and Tanvir is teaching something different. It will happen. I know that. Okay. In those scenarios, what do you have to do? Those who all are the matured candidates here. And matured means those who have already worked on SQL. For them, I'm telling this. In those cases, let me complete one topic. Suppose if I'm teaching count, okay, let me complete count. And then you compare what you have studied and what I'm teaching. If you find something different there, ki, "Acha, oh, Tanvir, you are teaching this. I don't think this is correct," or something like that. Because I know that will happen. The conflict of concept, it is known as conflict of concept. You have studied something earlier, and I'm trying to inject something. Okay, so maybe in those cases, just wait, let me complete that, and then you can bombard me with the questions. I'm open to that. Okay, because I know that will happen for sure. Okay, so next expectation. The first one is a switch. You want to switch it. Next is, I know this is the common one,
Me
non-tech
also
to tech.
from non-tech to tech. I have already
Okay,
experience of almost 10 years. I am in
okay,
foreign language and working as a finance and accounts for
okay,
Latin American countries. But I want to switch to technical. I have heard about this data analyst and all a lot, so I want to take bet on that.
okay, great. So as you told, like you have worked on the finance domain, and I'm not sure how many of you know, like most of the projects in the IT industry is based on the finance world, finance and insurance, and the most complicated projects are based on this. And one more
Uh,
thing I will tell you guys, for data analysts, these four modules are important. Okay, but apart from that, try to, I'm not telling it is mandatory, but if you know the domains in which you're working, like you told, like you're working in the finance domain, so you must be knowing about the basics of the finance, how it works, right? But that will also give you a competitive edge. Okay, in the previous batch, one student was there. He was from the pharma background, life sciences. Okay, now the big hospitals like Medanta, Fortis, and the other so-called like private hospitals, they're looking for data analysts because they want to analyze the data of their patients, like how many patients are visiting their hospital, how many of them are from the Middle East, how many of, because from, especially if you know about Medanta, Gurgaon, so most of the patients are from the Middle East. So they want to analyze the data. How many of the patients are suffering from a particular disease? How many of them have been recovered? Okay, how many of them are the repeat patients? Okay, so this type of analysis they want someone to do. Generally, there's a myth that okay, data analysts they mostly work on the finance project. I do agree. Okay, most of the projects on the finance background, but life sciences is also one of the area where they're looking for the data analyst like anything, and especially they're looking for someone who knows about the life sciences. Like I have also worked in the finance domain. I worked for the Citibank, Fidelity, and Fitch Ratings, all of the finance. If you will ask me, Tanvi, you do the task of a data analyst for the life sciences or the medical field, it will be a little bit hectic for me because I don't know the ABCD of life sciences. Okay. And if someone is coming from the medical background, he understands that medical field better than me. So he can work there as a data analyst better than me, right? So nowadays, in each and every in your hotel business, they're looking for data analysts because each and every business they have a huge volume of data, and they're looking for someone who can analyze the data, and then they can share the details with the stakeholders and how the company is performing, right? What decisions they should make, what new strategies they have to make so that their profit should increase quarter over quarter or year over year. This is the main task of a data analyst. But that is why the demand for data analysts is like anything these days in IT industry. Okay, so yeah, next expectation, anyone?
Yes, Tanvir and Nirmal this side. So right
Great.
now I have been working as a reporting and analytics. So
Mhm.
based on fully based on the manual Excel work. So that's why I have a curiosity there how the big data works. So I wanted to switch into my organization. If I get the chance, then also switch into the outside also. That's why I want
See,
to.
as you told, like you're working in the reporting side, so you are working very close to it means your job is very close to the job of a data analyst.
Yes, yes,
The
that's the
job of a
interest.
data,
Yeah.
yeah. So it will not be that much difficult for you. But the problem is you told like you are working mostly on the advanced Excel. Okay. But if you will switch, they will ask you that you know SQL or not. Because yeah, if you have to prepare report, you should know SQL. With the help of SQL only you can extract the data and then you can populate that on the report. And nowadays, as compared to advanced Excel and Power BI is in huge demand. I'm not telling you advanced Excel is getting obsolete. No, advanced Excel it means it's really something like which in each and every job profile we have to use it. But for a data analyst, if you're thinking, "Acha, I'm working as an working on advanced Excel, that is sufficient." So no, that is not sufficient. You should explore other areas as well. At least you should know about the Power BI, then SQL, Python as well. Because if you have to create some other reports, then you have to use that matplot library, which is in Python. Okay, you have to do further analysis. Then you have to use pandas and NumPy. That is in the Python. Okay, but as you told, like you're already working in the reporting side, so it will be a easy task for you. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Fine. No problem. Reporting analyst. Any other question before I proceed further?
Hello. Hi, Tanvir. Saili this side.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi,
So
sir.
currently, I'm working as a business analyst with the MNC,
Mm,
and which the my
mm.
project is life science domain only, and I'm from
Oh,
pharma background. So
okay.
I am a good domain expertise. I learned
Mm,
basic SQL commands from my
mm,
W3 school because in my
mm,
project they have a requirement for the
mm,
good domain knowledge with SQL with Power BI. So
mm,
currently they are not. My project is not introduced with the Power BI tool. So currently I'm dealing with the data analysis that is through advanced Excel, and
mm,
but my main concern is whenever I'm interacting with the client and whenever I'm running the commands. So if they're asking me some critical commands, like, so I'm getting stuck over writing those
mm,
commands in front of client, and I'll be very hesitated by
mm,
I cannot write a simple command also. So
mm.
that's why I
Okay.
wanted to learn the SQL as well as Power
Mm.
BI.
Okay. Great. Understood it. So the moment you told W3 schools, so very frankly, I will tell. Okay, W3 schools is good just for the freshers, means those who are the college pass out. Okay, and with full responsibility, I'm telling this. If someone is referring W3 schools and if someone is thinking, "Okay, okay, I know SQL or I can crack the data analyst job profile," so I'm very sorry for that. It's not possible at all. I'm taking full responsibility for what I'm telling. Okay. W3 schools is good if you know the basics and if you want to brush up the what I can say like skills of SQL, just for the basics, okay. But that will not help you in the long run. For everyone, I'm telling, not for Siley only, because I know most of you would have referred W3 schools, okay. But that will not help you in the long run. And whatever I'm telling today, you again compare it after 2 weeks. And then you will realize, oh, acha, oh, order by me, you have studied just it can sort data. But I will show you how in order by you can use case statement and many other things you will do. Then you will realize, oh, SQL is a very big world. And that's why, like I'm taking 40 to 45 hours in just teaching SQL. Generally, like you can work a SQL in 20 hours or 25 hours, but it take more than that. Or if you want to check like what special things we're going to study here, I will share this syllabus with you. You check like out of this 40 conceptual questions. This is for everyone, those who already know SQL. Out of these 40 conceptual questions, how many questions you are able to answer? Even if you're able to answer more than 40 or 50 percentage, then I will agree that you know SQL. Otherwise, you don't know SQL. Okay. So, and all these things will be covered in this course. Fine. Any other question, anyone? I want to start now. Almost 30 minutes we have spent here. Any other question from the format perspective or any other perspective before I start?
Tanvir,
Hmm.
is we are going to means are you providing the notes as well?
Yes, I
Uh,
think you joined late.
no,
Let me
no,
show again.
notes.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, I had seen
huh,
in your.
yes, yes. So date-wise date, no, like I'm showing you for the previous batches, 25 weekdays batch which we have completed for each and every day. Like 21st August, I have covered in, not in, or between, some roll up, and then here is the recording you can find here, and then this is the hands-on notes, and this is the workbook. Okay. So everything will be shared on a daily basis. So during the class, you don't have to make a note of anything. Strictly, I'm telling. During class, please don't make a note of anything. Everything will be shared after the class. And if I let me show you, like this is for the previous S25 batch. So you could see like whatever I'll be covering. And in this course, like I'm not going to just tell you, Yacha, you executed. Let me show you. Like suppose if I executed this query, any other query, this query. So I will not just show you, Yacha, this query I executed. This is output. No. If I'm executing this query, how it is getting executed by the SQL engine at the backend. That is what we cover in this Excel sheet on a date-wise date basis. And this will also be shared after the class. Like suppose I am teaching here counts. So how the engine is executing this and it is fetching data for you. So this will also be shared with you. And this is the main important part of learning the SQL language. Okay. This is about joins. Those who know joins, so how the join works. We'll take the student table, a score table, how it matches it, how it extracts the data, what all data will be rejected, what all data will be extracted. If the data is getting rejected, what is the reason, right? So all these things will be explained in detail. Any other question?
Hi, sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
tell me.
Sir, my experience in publishing field in past 9 years, it's possible I'm getting a job as a fresher in after learning data analysis. Is there any restrictions or for a degree holder or a previous experience?
Very good question you have asked, Durga, but I think your voice is breaking in between. Can you repeat your question, please? You don't like you have some gap or something like that? Can you repeat, please?
Sir, it's audible, sir.
Now it's audible. Yeah,
Hello.
please go ahead. Yeah, please go
My
ahead.
industry, my experience in industry is totally different.
Uh,
I have a 9+ years experience in a publishing field.
uh,
After I'm learning the data analysis, is there any restrictions to select select me as a
uh,
fresher? They expecting
hmm,
any degree or relevant experience? I have
uh,
a doubt in starting.
okay. See, actually, I have answered this question in previous batches, and this is a very common question asked. And I know, like those who are from a non-technical background, they used to get worried about it. Yeah, "Acha, theek hai, Tanvir, I will learn the data analyst." But during interview, if you will check my previous experience, they might think that okay, I'm not from the data analyst job profile. Then what will happen? So listen very carefully. See, now earlier what happened? Generally in the IT industry, they invite BTech or the MTech candidates only. Okay. Now they have relaxed it. They are accepting MCA, BCA, BCom, BBA, MBA. And I have many candidates who have cracked with this background. Okay. Yeah. One of my students was from the BA background. Now he's working as a data analyst in physics wala. Okay. So if you're from any of this job educational background, you can apply for data analyst job profile. Okay. Now the question is, okay, Tanvir, I have 9 years or 10 years of experience in the entirely non-technical field. So in those cases, what you have to do, you have to carefully work on your resume. Your resume should reflect, okay, you have worked as a data analyst. If you have 9 years of experience, don't tell to your interviewer, okay, you have not worked as a data analyst. Then you will be in trouble because then they will consider you as a fresher and then they will give you the salary of a fresher. Okay. So when you'll be working on your resume, when you'll be creating your resume for data analyst job profile, you have to show that to me. Okay. And I will tell you how you have to tweak your resume in such a way that it should reflect that you have worked as a data analyst. Like suppose if you're working in a hospital, right? And you're just doing some basic technical task. Like suppose you're working as a data entry operator, okay, in a hospital. So don't tell that you're working as a data entry operator. You tell that I'm working as a data analyst. But then you might be thinking, the interviewer will ask question. So interviewer will then ask you question like, what are your roles and responsibilities? So that is what during this course I will cover you. Everything will be practical based on my project experience. If you're working as a data analyst, what are your roles and responsibilities? And the same thing you have to answer during the interview. If you're able to convince the interviewer with that, that is sufficient. You don't have to tell if you're working as a data analyst or you're not working as a data analyst, because no one is going to check in your previous company that what Durga was doing or what Tanvir was doing. They will just validate, okay, you're working in that previous organization or not. Okay. So in those scenarios, you have to carefully work on your resume. Okay. And once this course will be over, you connect with me, and I will help you in preparing the resume. Okay. And not only for you, those who are from the non-technical background, you have to connect with me, or maybe I will take a session and I will let you know that how you have to work on your resume. Hope I answered the question. But the straight
Yes, sir.
answer is ki don't mention there कि you are working like in the support task or you're working as a data entry operator या फिर any other thing. Don't mention it there. Then you'll be in trouble. Okay, you connect with me, and then I will let you know how to tweak your resume. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Any other question? Okay, great. Shall we proceed further? Okay, let me
Yes, sir.
start now. So, I think most of you know the importance of SQL, right? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Is the font visible to everyone? The screen visible to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Let me zoom it a little bit. So SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Now the question is, what is a structure? So that is a different topic of discussion. I don't want to trigger that discussion to what is structured, what is semi-structured, and what is unstructured. Maybe we will discuss it at a later point of time. So don't get confused. What is this structured as of now? So SQL language. Now the question is, why SQL language? Anyone knows how old is the SQL language? It is known as SQL, or you can pronounce it as SQL as well. The both are same. Anyone knows how old is SQL language?
Not
Any idea?
exactly,
Any rough
not
idea?
not exactly, but sir, this is the oldest one of database. What I heard about.
Okay. Any rough idea? Like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years.
I think
How much?
from 1969.
Right. Approx 1970. So
Ye-
almost like 40 to 50 years it is in the IT industry, and still it is ruling the IT industry. Python, how old is Python?
No idea, sir.
1990 it is started. Okay. Then for the last 25 years it is in the IT industry. But for the last 5 to 6 years it has gained more momentum. It is because most of the projects are based on the data, and that is why now Python is in it's in more demand. Okay. So maybe we'll discuss about Python in a separate course. So we will stick to SQL only. Okay, now I will start from scratch. So all those who already know SQL, maybe you might feel bored, but I will start from scratch. Okay. Okay, let's try to understand the typical task of a data analyst. Okay, so data analyst, what he has to do. Suppose if I'm working as a data analyst for a particular company, so I have to extract the company data like what was the profit, suppose in 2024 quarter one. Then my stakeholders can ask, and we didn't give me the profit in 2024 quarter two. Then how the profit is increasing in quarter one to quarter two. Okay, give me the profit in 2023 and compare that with 2024. Okay, give me the profit region wise. Give me the profit month wise. Okay, share the losses department wise, or the profit department wise, right? Total number of employees we have, how much salary we are giving to the employees, from which region we are getting the maximum profit, So I'm just giving you a few examples. So this is the task of a typical data analyst. So this type of questions will be asked to you by the stakeholders when you will work in a company. And that is why you should know SQL language. Now, how the SQL will help us, that is what I will try to explain. Suppose I have a data, let's say employee ID, employee name, and let's say this is location. Very simple data I'm taking. Let's take salary as well. So if you're working in any company or if you're working on any project, the first task is to store the data, the business transaction data. You have to store it. And then you have to extract the meaningful information what your stakeholders are looking for. So whenever you have to store data, we need a table. Okay. So table is nothing but something where you can store data. So here, let's say this employee table I have created. So this employee table is having employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. These four are known as columns. Okay, these are known as columns. These are also known as attributes. These are also known as fields. Okay, so let's say employee ID is 1, employee name is John, and the location is Delhi, salary is 300. So it means in this employee table, in these columns, employee ID, employee name, salary, location, and salary, I'm storing this data. Employee ID 1, employee name is John, location is Delhi, salary is 300. Similarly, suppose if you're working for some other project, suppose you're working for a hospital. So there the data can be the patient ID, patient name, the disease, how long they are suffering, and they are from which country or which state, right? So similar means according to the domain in which you're working, you have to store data accordingly. So here the table in which I'm storing data is employee, and the table name can be anything. Okay, you have full freedom to create a table with any name. Okay, and in this employee table, I have how many columns?
Four
How many
columns.
columns are there? Four
Four.
columns. So as of now, I'm showing you four columns. So these are known as columns, attributes or fields, anything. So here, employee ID is one column, employee name is another column, location is another column, and salary is another column. So here we have four columns in an employee table. Okay. So can you tell me in a table how many columns we can assign? Do we have any restriction on it? Any idea, anyone?
No,
No.
sir.
Noted.
There is no restriction on the number of columns in a table. You can create a table with only one. Okay, is my voice audible clearly to everyone, or is it breaking?
Yes,
Yes,
pretty clear,
yes.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Clear? Okay. So in a table, you can have only one column, or in a table, you can have 10 columns, 20 columns, 50 columns, 100 columns. So net, what I'm telling, you can create a table, and I will show you how to create a table and all those things. Don't worry, each and everything will be covered. So you can create a table with one column. You can create a table with 10 columns, 50 columns, or 100 columns. Now the question is how to decide it. Actually, you don't have to decide it. This will be decided by the business stakeholders or the product owners or the product managers or the solution architect. As a data analyst, it is not your responsibility to decide how many columns will be there. When you be working in a project, your business analyst will be having a communication with the stakeholders, and they will tell you, okay, acha, this is the table name, and in this table, I want this columns. Okay. Now, in this, so you understood what is a table?
Yes.
A table is
Tanvir, this
something
could be,
where,
yeah, sorry, go
hmm,
ahead.
yeah,
I
please go ahead,
just
please go ahead.
wanted to know it will depends on the data also, what data are there, and depending on data, we need to decide how many columns will be required
Correct,
to
correct.
understand the data
Based on
better.
the Correct. Based on the data only, it will be decided how many columns will be there. But data analyst doesn't have the power or privilege to decide okay, how many columns will be there in a table. These all things will be done by the data engineers or the stakeholders. They will tell you, okay, I want this table and I want this columns. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah. I think that will be through from company perspective. But suppose
Correct,
as a
correct,
freelancing we are working, then they will tell us that you need to decide, and I need the data
correct.
in this and this way.
Right. It depends, but generally, what happens whenever you're working in a project, there will be the first meeting will be there that is known as a requirement gathering call, a requirement analysis call. So in that call, your business analysts and data analysts, the data engineers will be interacting with the client, see what you want, what type of analysis you want. Accordingly, then the solution architect will design, okay, how many tables should be there, how many columns should be there, okay. And then based on the design, data engineers will create the table and it will create the columns, they will load the data and then the task of data analyst starts. But in few projects, the data analyst has to load the data as well. That is what I'm explaining everything from scratch. Okay, what is table, what are columns, and all these things. Okay, hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now this one John Daily 300. This is known as record. This is known as record. It is also known as row. Okay, so here in this employee table, which has employee ID, employee name, location, and salary as columns, has only one record or one row. One John Daily 300. It means the employee ID one, whose name is John, is staying in Delhi or he is from Delhi and he's earning salary 300. Similarly, let's say you have another employee, employee two, his name is Tom, and let's say he is from Mumbai, his salary is 400. So this is another row. This is known as another row or another record. So when you will work in project, especially the finance project, generally we have 10 million records, 20 million records, 50 million records, right? But here I'm showing you just two records. Okay. You might be thinking, okay, then we 50 million records are there, then how to store the data and all those things. We'll discuss it at a later point of time. Okay. So far I have just told you, okay, this is a table the name is employee. Table is something where you can store data. And these are the columns, employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. Here we have four columns in this employee table. But in a table, there is no restriction on the number of columns. In a table, you can have any number of columns. Okay. And then here we have two rows. This is first row, and this is the second row. Any questions so far? Is this clear
No,
so
sir.
far to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Similarly, let's say I have one more row, three, and the employee name is Sarah, and she's from Chennai, and she's earning 500. Okay. Let's go 500 नहीं करते हैं, काम करते हैं, 200 करते हैं. Okay, 200. Now the question is, okay, fine. Tanvir, you have this employee table, you have these columns, and you have this records, but all these things are on an Excel sheet. Okay, and the Excel has certain limitations. Okay, so now I will show you okay how you can create this table in a database and how you can insert these records in a database. Okay, but before proceeding, I just wanted to confirm again. Is this clear so far to everyone? Please confirm, then I will proceed further.
Yes, sir. Clear for me.
Yes. Yes.
Got it clear. Now,
Yes, sir. Yes.
okay, great. Now, whatever I explained you so far, this was based on the Excel sheet only. But like Excel has its certain limitations. We'll discuss in detail ki kya kya limitations hai. Okay. Now, the same thing I have to do in a database. Now, listen carefully. We have different type of database. The most famous one is Oracle. Then you have Microsoft. Listen very carefully. And please don't do any other task when I'm taking the class. Please don't make notes of anything. Everything will be shared with you. Just listen to my lecture, whatever I'm explaining you. And if you have any questions, stop me and ask it. Okay. Then you have Postgres. Then you have Nitiza. Then you have Teradata. Then you have a Snowflake. Then you have MySQL. I know most of you must have heard about one or the other database, but these are some of the famous databases in the IT industries. Okay. Now you must be thinking, and I know many of you have asked me this question offline. Ketanvir, you'll be teaching on Oracle, or you'll be teaching on Microsoft SQL Server, or you'll be teaching on Snowflake. Listen carefully. See, I'll be teaching you generic SQL. Okay, it's like suppose if you know how to drive a car, you can drive a car of any company, right? You can drive a car of Tata, Hyundai, Maruti, or in Volkswagen, or BMW, whatever it may be, right? Similarly, if you know SQL language, if you know how to write queries, irrespective of the database on which I'll be teaching you, you can write that query on any database. But during this course, I'll be teaching you on Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. But again, listen, I'm repeating it. Please don't get confused. Oh, Tanvir, in my project, we are working on Postgres here. And Tanvir, you are teaching on Oracle. This is of no use for me. No, I'm teaching you the generic SQL. I'll be teaching on Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. But the same queries you try on any other database, not only on Postgres, you try on a Snowflake, MySQL, anywhere it will work. So please don't get confused. Tanvir, you're teaching on Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, but I'm working on some other database. No. If you want, you give it a try. Once I will, whatever I will cover today, you execute that in any other database, it will work because I have worked on all this database. That's why I'm telling you with full guarantee. In few of the keywords, like 1% syntax difference will be there. Like there's a keyword known as minus in Oracle. In Microsoft SQL Server, it is known as except. In Postgres, it is known as except. But the functionality will be same. Okay. So these things I will tell you. So during this course, I'll be teaching on Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. Any question here? The session getting recorded. Yes. Any questions so far?
No,
No,
sir,
sir.
nothing from my side.
Okay, perfect. Now, this is Oracle database. You could see my screen is visible, right? So this is Oracle database. This is Microsoft SQL Server database. Don't look into the queries, whatever I've written here. Ignore it. Okay. Now, this Oracle SQL Oracle SQL developer, the installation process I will share with you. We have a link, YouTube link. I will share it with you. But the installation of Oracle SQL developer is very complicated. What I'm telling? The installation of Oracle SQL developer is very complicated. Why I'm telling it's complicated? Even if you will miss a single step, the installation will fail. Now you must be thinking, oh, Tanvir, the installation will fail. I will uninstall and I will install again. But unfortunately, 99% of the cases, it doesn't work. Then what you have to do, you have to reinstall the operating system, which is a very, very, very hectic task. So as of now, I will request everyone, don't download this Oracle SQL developer, at least for this week, today and tomorrow. Okay. We will share a link with you and you have to go through the link and then install it. Because if you are in a hurry and if you will download it Oracle SQL developer, if suppose a particular step is getting failed, even I will not be there to help you because the error message are very, very difficult to understand here. That is why clearly I'm mentioning here. So don't download it for this week. And next week, I will share the link with you. Then you have to download, but you have to uh, follow each and every step. Even if you will miss a single step, the installation will fail. And then, sorry, I will not be there to help you in that. Now, the question is then how to work on it. So what you have to do, we have an open source Oracle version as well. Let me show you from scratch. See, what you have to do, you have to click Oracle Live SQL. Is this visible to everyone? Oracle Live SQL?
Yes.
So you have to click on Oracle Live SQL, click on it, and what I'm showing you, Oracle Live SQL, this will work on your personal laptop, this will work on your official laptop. Okay? Maybe those who have an official laptop, this Oracle SQL Developer installation, this will not work. So that is why I'm telling, forget about it as of now. What you have to do for this week and maybe the next week, you just have to open Google, whether you have personal laptop or official laptop. Just type Oracle Live SQL. Then you will get this page and then you click on it. Till here, any question? यहाँ तक सब कुछ clear है? Any question so far, anyone? Any question so far? Is this clear? All good?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Tanvi.
Great. So the conclusion of the story is forget about this Oracle SQL Developer. इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं करना है, इसको भूल जाओ आप लोग, ठीक है? You just have to type Oracle Live SQL in your Google or Yahoo, जो भी आपका browser है. Then you will get this link. Click on this, you will get this. Then you have to click on Start Coding, and everything is getting recorded. I will share the recording maybe today or early morning tomorrow. And don't write anything as of now. Okay, because I've already logged into this, so directly I'm getting this page. But in your case, what will happen when you will click on the start coding, it will ask you to create an account. So you have to click on create account, and then it will ask the basic question, okay, what is your name, what is the Gmail ID, your company name, your designation, and all this. Company name, you can write anything, ABCD. Designation, you can write anything, ABCD. Just your email ID should be the correct one, because they will send you an email on the email ID, and then you can create your password. That's all. And then using user ID and password, you can log in and you will get this page. So far, everything is clear. And
Yes.
whether you have your personal laptop or official laptop, I'm repeating again and again, it will work, because I know many of you have asked me this question, Tanveer, I don't have personal laptop. I have official laptop. In the official laptop, they will not allow me to download anything. But that is why I'm telling you, this Oracle Live SQL, if you're using, this is browser based. It works everywhere. No one will stop you for this. Even if you're in office, if you want to practice, you can practice on it. Okay? Shall I proceed further now? Everything clear so far? Okay. Now, the first thing is we have to store the data. But to store the data, what we want, where we have to store the data? What I taught you?
Table.
Table.
Table,
Database.
right?
Yeah.
So first we have to create a table, no? Right? Suppose I'm staying in Delhi, and if I'm getting transferred to Bangalore, so first thing is to search for a house there, right? Similarly, if you want to store data, first of all, you have to create a table, right? That is what first of all I will do. I will create a table. So for that I will write create. I think font is very small. Is the font visible now?
Yes, sir.
Visible, eh? Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to write create. Now, the moment you will write create, and this create is a reserved keyword. What is the reserved keyword? I will explain it. This create is a reserved keyword. Now, the moment you will write create, the SQL engine is nothing but the main brain of SQL or database. It will understand your user wants to create something. Then what you want to create? Table. So you have to write table. When you write table, the engine will understand you. Tanveer wants to create a table. Then you have to give a name to that table. No, what we have given name here to the table. What was the name of the table here?
Employee.
Employee, right? And the name of the table can be anything, whatever you want. You can get a table with the name employee, with the name customer, with the name product, country, or you can give your name as well. Okay, but there is no restriction on it. A few restrictions are there, very simple one, which I will explain you at later point of time. So I'll write here create table employee. So from this statement, line number one, my SQL engine will understand you. Oh, Tanvir wants to create a table with the name employee. Okay. But then after that, you have to mention the columns. Like I want employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. And this is very much similar. Like suppose if you are searching for a house, so you have to tell that you want 2 BHK house, 3 BHK house, you want a studio, one penthouse, what you want, right? So similarly, you have to mention here the column names, but that has to be in parentheses. Employee ID, employee name, salary, and location, right? Location and salary. One. So is this first line clear to everyone? Here, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a table with the name employee, and within parentheses, within bracket, I have mentioned the columns which I want to create in this employee table. So the columns are employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. Is this point clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If you have any doubt, please feel free and ask. Don't think कि बाकी लोग क्या सोचेंगे. Don't think about it. If you have a doubt, you have to ask question. Any question or shall I proceed further?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Okay. So net, here I'm trying to create a table with the name employee, and these are the columns. Okay. Now suppose if I have a gender column as well, then I will write a gender here. But we don't have a gender column. I will remove it. Now after this, you have to tell to the SQL engine in these columns what type of data you want to store. Okay. Now, if you check this employee ID, you are storing numbers here or integers, right? So here you have to mention after employee ID, int. Int means integer. It means you are telling to the SQL engine that in the employee ID column, I want to store only integers or the numbers. Then the next one is employee name. It has alphabets. So in a column, if you have to store alphabets, you have to write it as varchar. I know you must be thinking, Tanvir, what is this varchar? Tanvir, can I use char only? Tanvir, can I use varchar too? Please don't think about all those things. Everything will be covered down the line. As of now, just understand in a column, if you have to store alphabets, you have to write varchar 50. If your question is why 50, I will answer it. Just give me some time. There is some reason why I'm telling 50. If you want to write 100, you can write 100 as well. If you want to write 10, you can write 10 as well. Any number you can keep it here. But my recommendation is keep it 50 for the timing. Okay, then I will show you if I will write 1, then what will happen. If you write varchar 100, then what will happen. See, if I will start bombarding you with all the concepts at the same time, you will get confused. So that is why I have to go step by step. Okay. Now, location column. Tell me what's the data type of location columns. Now you have to answer this.
Should also be varchar.
In location, you are storing alphabets, right? So in
Right.
alphabets, what I have told you, you have to use varchar. I will use varchar 50 here. Clear? Okay, in salary,
It should be
what you have in
integer.
salary?
Integer.
This is integer or number, so you have to write int. So in SQL, in front of each and every column, you have to mention the data type. It is known as data type. Int, varchar. These are known as data type. So, but don't think कि अच्छा तन्वी ने data type cover कर दिया. No, data type. We have many other data type like integer, number, float, varchar, char, date, timestamp. I'm not covering data type as of now. Just few examples of data type I have given you. Int and varchar 50 only. Okay, so don't be under the impression that data type is covered. No, data type has many other topics which we will discuss at a point of time. So from this line number 1, do you have any question? Is this clear? Yes or no?
Tanvi, varchar 50 we are not fixed. Just we are give empty means what will happen.
It will throw error message.
Okay, we are
If you will
not.
just write varchar, it will throw error message. I will show you that.
Okay.
So mandatory, you have to write something. Either you write 50, you write 60, you write 10, anything, but you have to write something here.
We need to fix some value. Okay.
Some value you have to give it here. If you will not write any value, it will throw error message.
Okay.
I will show you that. I will show you that. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now, after that, you have to give a semicolon here. You see, I have given a semicolon, right? Then select it. Can you see this run option here? Run button is visible to everyone here?
Yes.
Yes.
Visible enough? Then you click on it. Now, what you're getting output here?
Table
Created.
created.
Table created. It means in the Oracle database, we have successfully created this employee table. Okay. Now the question is, Tanveer, okay, fine. You are telling that the table has been created, but what is the proof? So if you want to verify whether the table has been created or not, you have this DESC command or keyword. DESC means describe. Okay. Now see, when I've written DSC employee here, this one, it means I'm telling SQL engine, if you have created this employee table, show me the structure of this table. So now see, it is showing me the structure. Table name is employee. What are the columns? Employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. You have these 4 columns now, correct?
Yeah.
This null, ignore it. At a later point of time, we will discuss what is null. So please forget about it. Now, this type means data type. It is coming as number. You must be thinking here, Tanveer, you have mentioned int, but it is coming as a number. They both are same. Either you can write int or you can write number. They both are one and the same. And then here as well you have number. This is varchar 250. So either you write varchar 50 or you write varchar 250. Both are one and the same. If you want, after the class, give it a try. Instead of varchar 50, give varchar 250. That will also work. So this is the proof that the table has been created. Is this point clear? So
Yes.
far, so good to everyone. Any
Yes.
question?
Yes. No.
Okay, great. So net, we have seen how to create a table in a database with certain columns and the simple idea of data type. Now you have created a table. What next? What you will do after this? Now we will store data, right?
Yeah, insert the values.
Insert data. So now
Yeah.
I will show you how you can insert data in a table. So for that, what you have to do, you have to write insert into employee. It means you are telling SQL engine, I want to insert some data or some records into the employee table. Then you have to write here values, means what all values you want to insert. So the first is employee ID 1. Then the name is John. Location was, I think, Delhi. Salary was 300, maybe. Okay. Now I will give this colon and I will select it. I will click on the run button. Now see what is showing here. One row inserted. It means this record has been inserted in this employee table. Now, 2 points you have to remember here. This sequence must be same as this sequence. This is mandatory. This is important. First column you have mentioned here employee ID. So this must be employee. This is employee name. So this has to be employee name. This is location, so this has to be location. This is salary, so this has to be salary. If you will swap it, suppose by mistake you have written salary here, it is not allowed. You are breaking the sequence. So you have to religiously follow the sequence. Changing the sequence is not allowed. First point is clear or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what I told, rule number one, the sequence has to be religiously followed. Sequence को आप break नहीं कर सकते हैं. You have to follow the same sequence or you have created this table. So when you are inserting the data, it has to be exactly in the same sequence. Rule number one. Rule number two, the columns in which you have to store alphabets, A, B, C, D, John, Tom, Sarah, Mohan, Abdul, Rajesh, Delhi, Punjab, Lucknow, anything. Those has to be within quotes. You see John here. Have I kept it within inverted quotes? Is that visible to you?
Yes.
Yes.
No. What about Delhi?
Delhi also in.
Delhi also in inverted quotes. So the columns in which it's varchar, it means where you want to store alphabets, that has to be in inverted quotes. If you will not keep it in inverted quotes, it will throw error message, and I will show you after this. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, a weak response. Is this clear to everyone? Any
Yes.
questions so far?
No.
Question. Take. Now, let me insert one more record. Now, suppose I want to insert for Tom. Okay. And Tom was from Mumbai, I think, I've written. Salary as foreign. Now, see what I will do. I will remove the inverted quotes here. Intentionally, I'm removing the inverted quotes. Okay. I remove the inverted quotes from Mumbai. Now, let me execute it. Oh, what happened? What is this? It is throwing error message, column not allowed here. SQL engine is throwing some error message. Why? Because I have written this Mumbai, it is in alphabets, but I forgot to give the codes here. So that is why in the varchar column, codes is mandatory. Clear, eh? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Now I will keep it in force. You see, when you will means when I will execute it and I will show you, then you will feel it. कि अच्छा, oh yes, हो रहा है, and then you will understand in a better way. But that is why each and everything which I'll be covering, I will show you after executing it. Nothing will be hypothetically a virtual world. Everything will be practical. Okay. So now see, same script. Now I will execute. Now see, it is inserted. So how many records we inserted so far? 2 records. Now the question is, okay, fine, Tanvir, you have inserted 2 rows, but what is the proof? You have inserted it in this employee table. Can you show the proof? So if you want to verify data, whether it has been inserted in the table or not, so you have to write select. Select means you are telling SQL engine, please show me the data. Okay. And then you have to write the column names, employee ID, employee name, location, salary. And then you have to tell from which table. These columns are present in which table?
Employee.
Employee. So you have to write from employee. It means you're telling SQL engine, please display. Select means please display. Yeah, please show what? These columns, employee ID, employee name, location, and salary, and the data what they're holding. Then the SQL will ask you, okay, these columns are present in which table? Here you can ask one question. Okay, Tanvir, the SQL must be having this intelligence. Okay, right now we have created this column. So why SQL is asking from the table? The SQL engine knows, no, it should have that intelligence. Okay, right now we have created this employee table and it has these columns. Then why we have to give that address key from the employee table? The reason is here you have employee ID in this employee table, but maybe you might be having some other table with the same column employee ID. Like suppose someone with the name Rakesh. So it is possible that in a society or locality, you can have multiple boys with the same name Rakesh. Possible or not? It's possible, hai na? Rakesh,
Yes, sir.
Akash, Arun,
Yes.
Manjunath, right? Rahul. These are very common names, right? So that is why you have to give the address. Do you want this from which table? Now I have to write here. No, no, see, I will not write anything. Okay, I will execute it. No, see, it is throwing error message. It is not from keyword is not there. The SQL engine is getting confused. Okay, these columns are in which table? From where to extract? So that is why you have to give complete address. तो आपको यहाँ लिखना पड़ेगा from employee. It means you are telling SQL engine that these columns are present in the employee table. From there, you please show me or please display the data. Now see, I'm clicking on the run button. Now please verify. Is this the data which you have inserted right now?
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yes.
Do you have any question? I know you must be having question. Please
Yeah.
ask if you have any question. Hmm.
Mm,
This table we can see with the other second one, DESC employee also, or it will show only tables.
DESC employee, if you will execute this, it will just show you the structure of the table. It will not show you the data. See, I'm executing it. It will just show the structure of the table. That in the employee table, we have these columns,
Okay.
and these are the data type. It will not show you the data. If you want the exact data, then you have to execute the select. It will show you the data which is present in this table. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir. To run the data, we need to select the command we have given, right, sir?
Correct. Yeah. Select means when you will write select, it means to display. You are telling SQL engine to please display what? Employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. Whatever data these columns are holding, which is present in the employee table, please display that. That is where SQL engine is displaying you these data.
Yeah. No, my question was that you before running, you are selecting all this line. So we need to select that line and then
Correct.
we have to go to run, right?
You have to select it, then
Okay.
click on the run button.
Okay.
But there is one shortcut as well. I will tell you in the next class. No, I will not tell. Otherwise, you guys will get confused. So as
Okay.
of now, just you have to understand, you have to select it and then click on the run button. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Any other question?
The order of the tables.
yeah.
Order of the table, or order of the records?
Order of the records.
Good. I was expecting this question. Good question. Here you can ask a question. Okay, Tanvir, you have inserted this record first, right? First of all, I have executed this one. No, 1 John Delhi 300. Then I executed this one, 2 Tom Mumbai 400. But in the output, you see this 2 Tom Mumbai 400 is getting displayed first. Then you have 1 John Delhi 300, right? Okay. The answer to this question is SQL engine has full freedom. SQL can display the data in any order. If you will ask me, Tanvir, why this Tom is getting displayed first, then John, sorry, there is no reason for it. It is the wish of SQL engine. It can display in any order. There's a concept of a row ID, which we'll discuss at a very later point of time. I don't want to trigger that discussion now. It depends on that. That is based on the internal architecture of the SQL engine. But as of now, you just have to understand a SQL engine has full freedom. It can display anything first. Maybe if the same query you will execute in your machine, now maybe it can display John first and then Tom. That is the wish of SQL engine. There's no guarantee for it. If you're asking question, कि no, Tanvir, I want in my project, my client is telling कि I want the data to be sorted based on the employee ID in ascending order, या based on the employee name in ascending order या descending order, कुछ भी वैसा. Then we will discuss at a later point of time. There is a concept of order by, which we'll discuss at a later point of time. Then you can customize it. But let me show you just quickly. See, I will write here order by employee ID. Now, see, 1 minute. ASC means ascending. Now check the output. Check the output. I'm running. Now what you understood? Employee ID ascending order. Is this in ascending order? है ना? Employee ID 1, then you have employee ID 2, right? So we'll discuss this order by at a later point of time. I don't want to trigger this discussion now. So as of now, just you have to understand, if you not write order by, it is the wish of SQL engine. It can display data in any order. There is no guarantee. There is no logic for it. Any question?
I have a question. What's this
Ah.
second line? Descending employee, or is description? I'm not. I'm confused in that. Can you clear that?
This is descending. Sorry, this is description. Describe. The meaning is describe employee.
Oh.
You might be thinking in order by you have used DESC. You might be thinking about that. So when you will use this DESC with order by, then it will become descending.
Oh.
But here this is describe. So when I will cover order by, I will cover that.
Okay.
Then
Sure. Thank you.
I think might have studied earlier. That is why you're getting confused. But valid question. Here this DESC stands for describe. But if you use this with order by, this will become descending. Okay, and this is what the question you have here. See this one. Name a reserved keyword which has two different functionality in SQL. So this is that DESC, one keyword, but two different functionality. If you use this DSC with table name, it will become describe. If you use this with order by, it will become descending. We will discuss it at a later point of time in detail. Okay, but because you have asked, that is why I answered it. Any other question? Shall I proceed further?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, suppose my client is telling, okay, Tanvir, you are showing all the data. This is fine. Let me insert record for Sarah as well. Sarah का भी record था ना, एक वो भी insert करते हैं. Oh, ID was 3. She was from Chennai, I think. Everything with. This is 200. Now click on the run button. Now again, if you will check this. Now see Sarah is coming at the top. Now if you will ask me why Sarah is on top, then we'll you inserted it at the last. Sorry, I don't have any reason for it. It is the wish of SQL engine. Take care. Now, suppose my client is telling, okay, Tanvir, great. You are displaying employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. Okay. But salary is the confidential data, right? Salary is the confidential data, no? My client is telling, Tanvir, don't show me the salary. Just show me the employee ID, employee name, and location. So for that case, what you have to do in this query, 1 minute. From this query, I will remove the salary. So if I remove the salary column, it means I'm telling SQL engine, I don't want to display salary. Just show me employee ID, employee name, and location. So now the SQL engine will show me only these 3 columns. Check it. You're getting only employee ID, employee name, and location. No? You're not getting salary. So it means you can customize it as per your requirement. Whatever columns you want to show, you keep it in select. The columns which you don't want to show, you remove it from select. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next concept. In select, it is not mandatory to follow the sequence. I mean, see, here I will change the sequence in select. First of all, suppose I will write employee name. Then I will write location. Then I will write employee ID at the last. So in select, you have this freedom. You can change the sequence. In select, you have this freedom. See, I'm executing this query. See, you're getting employee name first. Then you're getting location. Then you're getting employee ID. Is this point here?
Yes.
Now, suppose you want only employee name. Your client told you, okay, just show me the employee names. I don't want the location. I don't want the employee ID. then keep only employee name in the select, and it will show only employee name. So select is your playground. आपकी मर्जी जो चाहे आप इसमें कर सकते हो. So whatever you want, you can do in select. Whatever you want to show the columns, you keep it in select. If you don't want to show the columns, you remove it from select. Okay? Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you can ask one question here. Okay, fine. Then within this employee table, you have 4 columns and you have written all the 4 columns manually here. But suppose Tanvir, I am working in a project, and in the table on which I am working, I have 100 columns. So, and I want data from all the 100 columns. So do you think, Tanvir, I have to write all the column names one by one? So yes, you can write all the column names one by one, but that will be very hectic and tedious task, right? So for that, what you can do, you can just write select and then a star from employee. So if you write a star asterisk, it means you're telling SQL engine what all columns you have in this employee table. Show me or display all the columns. Now check the output. Are you getting all the columns?
Yes.
Is this point clear?
Mm.
यहाँ तक clear है सबको? Is this clear so far?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, after this, let's say your client is asking, okay, fine, we have this data, employee ID, employee name, location, and salary. But the client is asking, then will show me only those employees who are from Delhi. Now, see, slowly I'm entering into the rules of a data analyst. If you're working as a data analyst, this is what your client will do. Okay, they will ask you questions. Ki, I want this data, I want that data, and all those things. So now the client is telling, ki, no, Tanvir, I don't want all the records, all the employee details. Just show me those employees who are from Delhi. Is the question clear? First of all, confirm me.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me the employee who is from Delhi,
John.
John. So for that, what I will do, I will write select a star from employee. It means now I have to apply filter. You all know about filter? Can you tell me a daily life example where you apply filter? Anyone?
Excel in
I know
Excel.
everyone.
We
एक्सेल में लगाते हो फिल्टर. टेक्निकल चीज को छोड़ते हैं, कुछ नॉर्मल चीज आप बताओ. टेल मी एनी नॉर्मल थिंग वेयर यू अप्लाई फिल्टर. बेसिक थिंग. Oh yeah, you all do that. I'm sure.
shopping.
Shopping. Nowadays Amazon पे वो चल रहा है ना, बिग बिलियन डेज वाला, right? So when you do shopping, so suppose I want to buy an AC, so I will apply filter, no, 1.5 ton या 2 ton या 1 ton, right? Or suppose I want to buy a mobile, I will apply filter. Redmi का चाहिए, Motorola का चाहिए, whatever you want, you will apply filter there, no? है कि नहीं? Or when you click a photo or pic, so there also you have options of applying filter. Similarly, in the world of SQL as well, you can apply filter. So here to apply filter, we have this where keyword. Okay, where key. So I will write here where location equals Delhi. Okay. So now see, I'm executing this query. Tell me, is this the correct output?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now we will try to understand how this query is getting executed internally by the SQL engine. अब आपको समझना है इस. Okay. See. Now there is a okay. Before I proceed further, any question so far? इस पे मत पूछना. Don't ask question from this because this I have not explained. Before this, any question?
No, sir. It's clear.
No. Stick. There is a concept of SQL order of execution. SQL order of execution means, first of all, let me write from join on where equal by aggregate having select distinct order. I know you might be surprised कि यार ये क्या हो गया एकदम से. Don't worry about it. Okay. So this is known as sequel order of execution. Sequel order of execution means this is how the SQL engine executes your query. First of all, I have written from. It means the SQL engine will first of all execute the from keyword. So in this query, it will first of all execute this from keyword. So what is the meaning of from? From employee. It means the SQL engine will understand you. Oh, Tanveer wants data from the employee table. Then the SQL engine will search this employee table in the database, because in the database you can have thousands of tables. It will search it. Oh, this is the employee table. It will take a copy of it and it will keep it in the temporary memory. So this is the task of from employee. So first of all, which keyword will be executed by the SQL engine? From. Is this point clear?
Yes. From.
Okay. So from is executed. Let me change the color from red to green. This is executed. Okay. After from, join. Do we have join in this query? No. Then where? Okay, now where will be executed. Now what is the task of where?
To
To apply filter.
to
But on which column?
Location call.
location.
Location column. So the SQL engine will search location column. Oh, this is the location column. It means user wants to apply filter on this location column. So engine will highlight this. कि अच्छा, on this column I have to apply filter. But which data you want to filter?
Delhi.
Daily. So engine will search this daily here. It will search one by one. So is this daily same as this daily? Are they same?
Yes.
Yes. So this record will be selected. Then it will go to the next record. Now listen carefully. Here, don't think, okay, you are searching for daily and this is the daily. So engine will stop here. No. Engine will keep on searching. Even if you have 50 million records, it will keep on searching the entire 50 million records. So the next record is Mumbai. Sorry. So do you think this is same? You are searching for Delhi, but this is Mumbai. Are they same?
No.
No. So selected or rejected?
Rejected.
Rejected. So this record will be rejected. Then next record. This is Chennai. You are searching for Delhi. So selected or rejected?
Rejected.
Rejected. So finally, these two records will be rejected and this record will be selected by the SQL engine. Now, after where, which keyword you have? Select,
Select.
right? Now, what is the task of select? Task of select is to display. So what you want to display here is star. What is the meaning of a star? All the columns. So you're telling please display all the columns. So it will copy all the columns and then the selected record. So that's why when you executed this query, this one, you got the same output. Are the output same? So this is how the SQL engine executes your query at the backend. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought of covering few more topics today, but I think we are on time. It's almost 10:31 now. So I will stop it here and we'll continue this discussion tomorrow. The recording will be shared early morning tomorrow. We'll share the recording because it's late, little bit late. So we'll share the recording today, but this Excel and the notes will be shared. Okay. So before I stop, and the tomorrow class link we will share in the group. Okay. So do you have any question, anyone?
No, sir. So far, good.
Good. Okay. Fine then. So I will stop here. But still, if you have any question, you all are in the group. You can post your questions there. And then we'll connect tomorrow at the same time, 9 p.m. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take
Thank-
care.
thank you
Bye.
so
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.